All right, you guys. So like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you guys get all the updates whenever we release video content on the channel. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. Salute to my brother A Weapons. He repping life music. Make sure y'all following us on social media on our Instagram. Also, make sure that you guys check out our Facebook channel, facebook.com/Ticket TV. All these links are going to be in the description box below. You guys can also catch our podcast show. Make sure y'all subscribe to our podcast show. We'll have all the hidden content that you guys didn't see from our podcast show. So all of the links will be pinned below. Salute to everybody who donates to the stream. And we're going to get ready to get started with this stream today now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Much love, honor, respect, and appreciation.
All right, you guys. So press 1 in the comment section if y'all can hear me, man. Press 1 in the comments if y'all can hear me. We're going to get on with this video, man, this morning. So I got a mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Got a mic check down there. Okay, y'all can hear me? I bet. Let's go. So, LeBron James apparently feels a way about former NBA number 1 overall pick Kwame Brown. And LeBron James, according to reports, basically went in on Kwame Brown in a response that he had put on his IG, if I'm not mistaken. And so LeBron James, from what I'm gathering, I think he was upset at Kwame Brown for something that Kwame Brown said about his game. And then I think it's some things that Kwame Brown said in an interview about his son, Bronny. Now, we all know that his son, Bronny, has right now joined the Lakers, and they're having practice and training camp, I believe. And so, Kwame Brown, who has his own podcast show and gives commentary on basketball and things that he sees around the world, and then basketball and outside of basketball as well. Apparently, out of all the people that do podcasts, all the people that have something to say, LeBron James got a problem with what Kwame Brown had to say. Now, according to the report, it said that LeBron James throws shade at Kwame Brown and the haters who claims he has no skill. And also says LeBron James sarcastically reacts to Kwame Brown's comments. Now, if you guys don't know what's going on, let me refresh y'all's memory and let y'all know what the deal is. So also, a couple days ago, there was a report that came out, as you guys can see on the 23rd, that Kwame Brown gave LeBron's son, Bronny James, a harsh reality check. Now, according to the reports, it said Kwame Brown questioned Bronny's NBA future, suggesting that LeBron's legacy played a role in his draft pick, and basically he warned of the challenges ahead. Now, according to that report, you guys, Kwame Brown, the number 1 overall pick and outspoken basketball personality, recently offered a critical take on Bronny James, the son of NBA superstar LeBron James. As Bronny James begins his career with the Los Angeles Lakers on the episode of the Swish Cultures podcast, Brown, known for his unfiltered opinions, didn't hold back when discussing the younger James' potential and the challenges he believes that Bronny will face in carving out a successful NBA career. Now, a lot of people on YouTube, they like to try to talk about Kwame and say he didn't have a successful career, but he played over 10 years in the NBA when the NBA lifespan to play is 4 years. So, most guys are averaging 4 years in the league and they're out of there. You don't get to play as many years as Kwame Brown got to play in the league for most NBA players. Now, Kwame Brown, and I quote from the article or from his interview with Swish Cultures podcast. Shout out to Swish Cultures. A guy I used to play against overseas. I know this guy who runs that channel. I think his name is Anthony Goods. Salute to him, man. He got a great podcast. He got doing a great thing over there. We both used to have the same agent playing pro basketball. So shout out to Anthony Goods running Swish Cultures podcast. But Kwame apparently did an interview with them and said that this is a travesty that people are not realizing. They're acting like the 55th pick ain't nothing. But now I want to go back. I'm gonna go back and talk about some of Kwame Brown's quote right here, because I'm gonna tell you guys something about his quote right here. It says, "This is a travesty that people are not realizing. They're acting like the 55th pick ain't nothing. But don't you think the kid from NC State, who was a proven double-double monster, could have been a project? Question mark. Now, let's start right there. It said that this is a travesty that people are not realizing. They're acting like the 55th pick ain't nothing. And that's true. Kwame Brown told the absolute unadulterated truth right there. People was running around here acting like the 55th pick in the draft ain't nothing. Every pick in the draft means something. Damn it, Isaiah Thomas was picked with the last pick in the draft. And he ended up having a season in the NBA where he averaged damn near 30 and almost won an MVP. Manu Ginobili was taken late in the NBA draft. And he ends up being a Hall of Famer, a legendary player. Draymond Green was taken in the second round of the draft. And he ends up being, so let's just put this into perspective. Them second round picks mean something. If you get drafted into the league, if you're a first round pick, you get a guaranteed contract. If you're a second round pick, you get a better chance at earning a contract, and you're automatically going to be in summer league, and you're going to have a shot to be on an NBA roster and training camp and on opening night. Everybody else is dudes who they're signing for training camp or walking on. So if you're drafted, they're looking at you like, hey, you one of the top 60 players in the world that's coming out that year. People try to downplay that, but you can't downplay that. And shout out to Stephon, he said Jokic was the 48th overall pick. Nikola Jokic, a three-time MVP, was the 48th overall pick, but they'll make y'all think, oh, them second-round picks ain't worth nothing. Are you crazy? All those picks are worse. You know how many people would love to be picked in the second round, be picked in the draft, period? So don't tell me them picks don't mean nothing. You had people running around here just because Bronny had gotten drafted saying, hey, man, that pick don't mean, them second-round picks don't mean nothing. I'm like, what? Are y'all out y'all mind? So I totally agree with Kwame Brown when he said that people were acting like the 55th overall pick ain't mean nothing, because it do mean something. He says, but you think the kid from NC State, who was a proven double-double monster, could have been a project? Question mark. And the reason why Kwame said that is because the Lakers kept saying, oh, well, we're drafting Bronny at this because he's a project. He's a project. Well, why not sign him as a free agent and draft somebody else at that position that you could use, is what Kwame Brown, I think he was trying to say. And that's true. If Bronny was just a project, most projects, what you do is that if you're just a project, you could have a guy, we're going to sign you as a free agent, bring you into camp, and let you earn a shot to make the team. We're not going to, a project, we're not finna just outright bring you in, guaranteed 4-year deal, a second-round pick before you even play a summer league game. That's not how they do it. So what Kwame Brown was doing was telling the truth. Now let's keep going, because he goes on. He says, lose a little weight. This kid is a monster. What's his name? The center for NC State, question mark. DJ Burns? How can you make a case for Bronny James, a guy that had a heart issue, that hadn't proven anything, against a guy who went to a good school and put up good numbers against everybody, question mark? And DJ Burns did not get drafted. You have to be honest about that assessment. DJ Burns was a much better prospect than Bronny James. Damn it, Bronny James had dudes that was on his own team in college that were better prospects than him and didn't even get drafted. Boogie Ellis did not get drafted. And he was the second best player on the team. He went to summer league and was balling. He didn't even get drafted. He averaged 16, 17 points a game on Bronny's team. So, but when you look at DJ Burns was destroying everybody in the tournament. DJ Burns was destroying everybody in the tournament. Normally, a guy like that, that's a big guy, getting drafted. And he lost all that weight before the draft. DJ Burns lost like 50-something pounds before the draft. So DJ Burns, all that weight he had on, he lost that weight before the draft. Didn't get drafted. Right? So all those picks mean something. That is true. All those picks mean something. So when we're talking about those picks, right? That one pick, everybody said, oh, why didn't they have those other picks? That one pick could have meant something for somebody else who deserved that pick. It's all Kwame Brown was saying. And he says, but I see a guy who's athletic that needs to learn how to cut and slash more until he gets more comfortable with shooting. That's an honest assessment on Bronny. I told y'all that during the summer league. We all saw that during the summer league, that Bronny needed to cut and slash more to get open because his jumper wasn't going in. That's the truth. That's not a that right there. What Kwame Brown's statements were right there was not hate. That was not shade. His statements were based strictly off facts. And listen to what he said. He said, I see a guy who's athletic. So he didn't say Bronny's unathletic. He said Bronny is athletic. He said, but he needs to learn how to cut and slash more, which is true. If Bronny cut and slash more, he'd have more opportunities to get backdoor layups, finishes at the rim because he's athletic. That's true what Kwame Brown said, right? Until he gets more comfortable with shooting, which he wasn't. The man shot like 15% from the three in the summer league and 28% from the field, and they celebrating this guy like he balled out. Let's just be honest. He said if he doesn't learn how to play the point guard, I don't think he's as strong as David Wesley. David Wesley was a small, undersized point guard that was as strong as an ox. If you guys remember David Wesley played for the Charlotte Hornets. And that's for all you real basketball heads. Go look up David Wesley. David Wesley was a small, undersized point guard that was strong as an ox. He said as his size, 6'1", 6'2", he's the only guy that I've seen who could play that spot at the two. He's talking about David Wesley. So David Wesley, you know what I'm saying, at that size was playing the two. He said if he doesn't learn how to bring the ball up, he's going to be a poor man's Juan Dixon. I think he'll bounce around. So when he says Juan Dixon, we all remember Juan Dixon coming out of the University of Maryland was a bucket getter. But Juan Dixon had one weakness. He couldn't bring the ball up the court. And it hurt him in the league because Juan Dixon was an all-world player at the University of Maryland. I don't know if you guys remember Juan Dixon. Juan Dixon used to get buckets at the University of Maryland. All-world guard at the University of Maryland. I'm talking about Juan Dixon was an absolute bucket machine at the University of Maryland. So when Juan Dixon's coming down in the University of Maryland, he getting buckets. And he couldn't bring the ball up. He couldn't handle the ball. But Juan Dixon was out that joint getting buckets. But when he came to the league, he struggled because Juan Dixon could not bring the ball up and he was undersized. So at Juan Dixon's size, it fit what he was getting away with in college. But then when he got to the league, it didn't work out for him because in the league, they said, Warren, we need you to bring the ball up. And he just couldn't bring the ball up. So now him being an automatic bucket machine that he was in college at the University of Maryland, he didn't do that when he got into the league because of that. See what I'm saying? So these are the different things that Kwame's talking about, right? So I didn't see that. That's not shade. I don't see where the hate is. That is true. Bronny James needs to learn how to bring the ball up the court. So what they said about Kwame Brown and you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. Bro, what he's saying about that's factually true. That was not hate. Now, you may get mad at what else he said about LeBron James, which made LeBron James respond to Kwame Brown. So you may get upset about this because LeBron heard what he said about his son. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron James got mad at Rachel Nichols because she said that Bronny wasn't going to be some all-star player. He got mad at her, and unfollowed her. He got mad at Kendrick Perkins because Perk was like, bro, why we got to talk about Bronny every day? Come on, man. And unfollowed him. Make that make sense. So it goes on. So now Kwame Brown turned his attention to Bron James. Now, Kwame Brown apparently says that LeBron James has been a dominant force in the NBA forever at this point, but there are still those who believe he isn't all that skilled. Kwame Brown recently claimed that the old school players wouldn't have trouble with LeBron at age 39 because his game hasn't evolved, which was downright ridiculous, is what the article said. James has now seemingly reacted to those comments by throwing shade at Brown and all his haters on Instagram. Now, LeBron James took to Instagram talking about, another game of clips of me just running fast and running over people back to the basket. No skills, huh? So basically, that's what LeBron James posted on his Instagram under a video where it was, showing his skills. Now I will say this because I'm gonna be fair with y'all, right? LeBron James, from the time he came into the league till now, has improved his skills. LeBron James had no post game when he came into the league. He has a better post game now. Not the greatest in the world, but he has a way better post game than what he did when he came into the league. The three ball. LeBron James could not shoot the three ball when he came into the league. What's been helping LeBron James out now, this last season, LeBron James shot the best three-point percentage of his career. I think he shot around 40% this last year, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can tell me in the comment section. I think he shot around. See, now I know y'all LeBron James fans thinking I was going to come in here and hate and be upset and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm going to call it down the line. I'm going to call it right down the line how it is. I think LeBron James, let me look at LeBron James stats from last year, because I thought LeBron James last year shot the best from the three-point line that he did his entire career. Okay, so let's pull this up. So last year, you guys, LeBron James from the three-point line, let me see. I'm pretty sure he shot almost 40% from the three last year. I'm almost sure of that. Yeah, from the three-point line, LeBron James shot 41% from the three last year. That was his best ever. By only 1 year, LeBron James shot 40% from the three, and that was almost 12 years ago in Miami. That was in 2012, 2013, LeBron James shot 40% from the three. Every other year, LeBron James has never came close. So last year, he shot 41% from the three. The year before that, 32. Year before that, 35. Year before that, 34 or 36. Year before that, 34, 33, 36, 36, 30, 30, 35, 37, 40, 36, 33, 33, 34, 31, 31, 33, 35, 29. So I will give him that. So if Kwame Brown said that, his game hasn't evolved. Now, here's the thing. Now, let's talk about his quote, right? Since he said, shout out to Chris Easter with the donation, salute to you. Oh, and shout out to the two brothers donated in the Cash App, too. I'm going to shout y'all out in just a second. If y'all want to donate to the Cash App, the link has been at the top of the comments. And Benny Montega, salute to you. I seen your donation as well. I appreciate that. Now, I want to talk about this, right? Because I think this is a good point to get to. James, what up, homie? Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna send James a link. I think James want to get on this too. I'm gonna send James a link. Two Raw, let me know if you want a link, bro. It says he said that Kwame Brown recently claimed that old school players wouldn't have trouble with LeBron at age 39, right? So let's talk about that, right? Age 39, the old school players in their prime. Would they have a problem with LeBron James? The old school players are strong as the ox. So LeBron James being strong naturally would not affect a lot of the old school players because they were strong as hell, right? And you had big dogs waiting at the rim. You had big dogs waiting at the rim for you. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't had no little, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you had shot blockers. You had all world defenders waiting for you at the rim. You understand what I'm saying? And dudes are just naturally strong as the ox. So when he says that old school players wouldn't have trouble guarding LeBron at 39, I don't think. I mean, listen, under those rules, under their rules they played, no. Under these rules, yes. Now, under these rules, it would be different because under these rules, you can't hand check. Under these rules, you can't. The rules is different now. Like LeBron James, one step, you get into the basket. Under those rules, where guys could hand check you, push you, bump you, do all of these different things till you press up on you. You know what I'm saying? All the dribbling LeBron James was doing. You know what I'm saying? They would cut a lot of that down with the ability to hand check you and get up. And then the guys at the basket, they would allow you to be more physical. You understand what I'm saying? So LeBron James get into the rack. You get into the rack against Mutombo. You get to the rack against David Robinson. You get into the rack against Hakeem. You get into the rack against Zoe Morning. You get into the rack against Karl Malone. You get into the rack against all those monsters. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, man. And those guys, and remember, You know what I'm saying? It was a tough era. It says James has now was yeah. So it was a tough era. So when we say that, you know what I'm saying, against Jordan, against Scottie Pippen on the wing, and all those other perimeter defenders you had, man, listen, and then because you got to add in both. So to me, it depends on the era. Now you get to the basket, who you got waiting on you? It's only one shot blocker in the two shot blockers in the league. Who? Joel Embiid and who else? Who else blocking shots down there at an elite level? You know, I don't really see nobody at the rim that's physical like that. That's somebody said Wemby, but yeah, but I mean, like I said before, you ain't seeing no Shaq down there. You ain't seeing all them other monsters down the Davis twins. You ain't seeing damn it, you ain't even seeing a guy like Rick Smith. LeBron James had problems in that playoff series getting to the rack against Andrew Bogut when they was playing against. He didn't go to the rack that whole series till Andrew Bogut got hurt. See what I'm saying? Y'all saying Giannis, but I don't put Giannis. I like Giannis. I don't put Giannis in that category. Bro, y'all got Rudy Gobert in this era, bro. They got 4 defensive player of the year awards. We're not gonna do that, dog. We're not gonna do that. So hold on. I need everybody to name some names in the comment section. Y'all name some names real quick. Name some names. We already said Mutombo. I'm saying in I'm talking about that the old school era. Ben had came after that. Ben was in the Kobe era. Name them. I need y'all to name some names. I mean, excuse me. Name some names in this era of the defenders in the comment section. Name some names. Name them. I want y'all to. I want y'all to name some names in this era. And James, check your message. I'm talking about this era right here that we're playing in. Name some guys who's giving you hell at the basket. I'm waiting right here in the comment section. I'm looking. I'm looking. Nobody. Everybody say nobody. I'm waiting on some names. I'm waiting on some names. Everybody quiet. Y'all say Giannis. He ain't worried about Giannis now. All right, Jays, you know the rules. Let's get to it.
What's up? Salute everybody. Much love to all my people. You know
Now,
what I mean?
what you got now? Hold on. Let me start right here with you, right? And Two Raw, hit me up if you want one too. Let's start right here, James.
Go ahead.
So Kwame Brown getting heat because he criticized LeBron and said, and I know you agree with this, and I disagree with that. And Kwame, my boy, I rock with Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my guy. You know what I mean? But he said that LeBron James' game hasn't evolved, right? And so, you know, when he says that LeBron James' game, you know what I'm saying? You know,
So let me
how
get
you
this
feel
straight.
about
What you
where
don't
you
agree
at with
with?
that? Because do you agree with that? Because I disagree with that. I do think
I'm
LeBron's
saying
game has
that's
evolved.
what I was about to ask
Go
you.
ahead,
What
go
you
ahead.
disagree with this game not
No,
being
no, no,
not
no. Kwame,
evolving?
no. Kwame Brown said that LeBron's game has not evolved. I'm asking you, do you agree with what he said or not?
Well,
Kwame Brown said LeBron was struggle. Old school players would not struggle guarding LeBron James at age 39 because his game ain't evolved. Do you agree with that or not?
I'm gonna say this.
No. I'm asking you, do you agree with that or not?
In a way, but in a way I
No,
don't
no.
because
Keep it 100. Say what you feel.
I am. I'm trying
You
to.
was
I'm
talking
trying
all
to.
that talk. You was talking all that talk
Listen,
last month.
listen. In a way, I do believe him because it's no resistance, but they don't play in the defense as it is. It's a spread out league. So I see his shot has developed. I'm not gonna say he haven't got better. He have got better, but would it translate into an era that play defense? I don't see it. I'm with him on that end. I'm with him on that end because the paint was more clouded. It was more cloudy. You had real 7-footers that wasn't gonna allow you to keep just driving up and there, landing up. How 30,000 of your points, other 40,000 came and just on dunks and layups. You're not getting no buckets like that with the paint clouded like that. in our era. So I do agree with him on that point. But to say his game haven't developed, it has developed because he shot better from the three one time. He led the league in assists one time. You know, he has got better with a jump shot, but I don't think it would have mattered in our era that played physical defense, that can hand check, and the paint was clogged up. I'm talking about from the small forward, power forward, and center, clogged up. If you pass shooting on the perimeter, you got to worry about the power forwards and the centers clogging the paint up. That's gonna come up there and try to contest that shot. And I seen LeBron scared. Like you said, you made a good point. When Bogut went down in that series, that boy before he went down. I mean, he wasn't doing all that. He wasn't even driving the ball. That's why it was down 3-1. But soon Bogut got hurt, and all of a sudden he won't front run again. You see what I'm saying? So, man, I'm telling you, he's a role player, man. I don't care about that dude no more. They got other players we could be talking about. So I'm
Right. So, but right. So
thing.
hold on. So hold on. So, but let me say this. So you don't think that the old school guys would have a problem? Because I said it depends on the rules. I think if you were playing in old school rules, they would not have that much of a problem because you could be physical. You got if they're playing. If you had the old school players in their prime, like okay, let me say for example, if you had Michael Jordan in his prime, Hakeem in his prime, Scotty in his prime, and all those guys in their prime playing in this era, do you still think they would have problems with a 39-year-old LeBron James?
No, because Hakeem, he gonna anchor the paint. Even though they got the 3-second rule, you can't be in there like that. I still think when you got those type players who defensive minded, they still gonna contest the shot. Like you said, who they got in this era to protect the rim like that? Nobody. What you gonna say? Rudy Gobert? Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid is a perimeter player. He like to hang out on the perimeter. So ain't nobody down there showing resistance to this dude. But Hakeem, he ain't about to be shooting no threes. Hakeem gonna stay true to his game under no matter what rules they are. So he gonna play on the post regardless. So you're gonna have to go see him. David Robinson, the same thing. Lonzo Mourning, he ain't never developed a three-pointer. He had a little 19, 15-footer here and there, but he anchored the paint. Lonzo Mourning would be contesting some of those shots. The Dale brothers, them boys wasn't letting LeBron go down there and eat. Charles Oakley wouldn't let him go down there and eat. He'll have some resistance. The Rick Mahorns, I can go on and on, bro. At power forward, we not even talking about centers. So when you talk about our power forward game and you elevate them in this game, that's just like saying Jordan can't score 40 points in this era with no defense and no hand checking. Who gonna stop him? Who gonna stand in front of him when he could get his shot off on anything? And they keep saying he wouldn't average this in this era, but this dude at age 39 averaging how many? 25 points? Come on, man, stop it. And Jordan had a way better package than him. Jordan just had to rely on driving it and driving the ball to get his points. See what I'm saying? You had sweet spots. You got all that. Now, like I say, he have developed his shot way better than he did in the first 7, 10, 14 years of his career. The dude about to be in year 21, man. Come on.
Not 22, 22.
22. If you put any one of those old school cats with the killer mentality in this era that's wide open, no hand checking, how much points you think they'll average then? If they talking about this is godly what he doing. Come on, brother. This not even us. No, this not even us add subtract, bro. This ABCs at this point. I'm just being honest. I love the game for what it is, but it's hard for the watch because they took so much stuff out for these dudes to elevate their game and make it look like they're doing more than the old school player. That's why they always try to come up with this thing that we put them in this era, we put them in their era. It'll be different because they was doing it in a harder era with hand checking. Them dudes still was averaging third. Them dudes still was putting up great numbers. They trying to kill Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was an undersized monster though. I'm talking about snatching balls, led his own team to the finals. They had to go, do nothing dramatic like LeBron had to do. What I'm saying. So if you put LeBron in our era and change the rules, it'll still be the same thing. You still got centers that are anchor the paint. You still got rotational defensive players that believe in defense, that love the game, that people don't want to get scored on. In this era, anybody can score on anybody.
Let me ask you this question, James. I'm gonna ask you a question. If you put LeBron James in the same time frame as Kobe, because Kobe came about 7 years before LeBron James, right? Kobe came in '96, LeBron came in '03, right?
Yeah.
If you put LeBron on the same time frame as Kobe, same time frame, how do you think his career would have ended up lined up against Kobe's? versus him coming 7 years after Kobe and then getting Kobe at the tail end, even though Kobe was going to NBA Finals. Because Draymond Green said some shit the other day that made me mad. And he was like, Shaq asked him, why doesn't everybody have Kobe in the GOAT debate? And which Kobe should be in the GOAT debate. But Draymond Green says, oh, well, because for one, he played with you. And I thought that was odd. I'm like, hold on, what you mean he played with Shaq? You know, LeBron James played with all these other all-world superstar players too. And then he said, secondly, because when you left, Kobe struggled a couple of years. When the team was bad, they didn't have a great roster. He struggled some years, and there was a guy named LeBron James that was ascending. And I'm like, hold on. But at that same time, LeBron was ascending and coming up in the league. He wasn't winning no championships. He wasn't getting to no finals. He went to one NBA Finals, but Kobe Bryant was in the NBA Finals all those years where LeBron James winning MVPs. So LeBron James winning MVPs in the regular season, and Kobe Bryant was winning championships and Finals MVPs. So I don't. Where would you see so I ain't even gonna take LeBron back to the old school yet. I'm gonna take him just back to Kobe's era. If he was lined up and came in the league in '96 with Kobe, where do you think LeBron's career would have been versus Kobe's?
It'd have probably been worse because they were still playing defense in that era. And I'm not saying he wouldn't have been productive, but when you look at it from the bigger picture, if they want to say that and they want
Hold on, let me say this. Hold on, James. Let me stop you real quick. So I'm gonna cook this dude real quick, Sean in town. Because normally I don't want to answer if you ain't got no donation. I'm gonna cook you real quick. He says LeBron has a 16-6 record dominating Kobe head to head. Kobe played against an old Jordan. LeBron played against an old Kobe. LeBron played most of his games against an older Kobe. And then let me say this to you, because you're easy to beat. Kobe Bryant had a winning record against Michael Jordan. So what that's supposed to mean? LeBron James, hold on. LeBron James had a winning record against an older Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant came into the league 7 years before LeBron James. What in the blue hell is you talking about? Kobe Bryant came into the league 7 years before LeBron. 7. What are you talking about, dog? Shut the hell up.
Let me drop them off by the alligator so they can live alone in two. If they want to keep talking about this 16-6 record, like you say, I do agree with that. But Kobe was still going to the finals. LeBron wasn't. And when LeBron did go to the finals, he got swept by Spurs that Kobe beat 4-1. Kobe got a winning record against Tim Duncan, 4-2 without Shaq. So go check that and put that in your pipe and smoke it. But he got swept. You see what I'm saying? So you can't keep using regular season because regular season ain't the end all be all. You could punish the regular season, but when it's time for the bright lights to go on the stage and you got to really go in front of hundreds of thousands, you're going to crack, just like he been cracking. He cracked in the finals. He cracked in the second finals. Kobe ain't cracking none of those finals he was in. Y'all want to say Shaq carried him, but Kobe was averaging 26 points.
So James, if he came in the league at the same time as Kobe in '96, let's say they both came out of high school, where do you see LeBron's career ending up versus Kobe's?
It would have been harder for him because they were still playing defense. To me, that's why they took the defense out the league because remember this. When he first came into the league,
because hold on, James. Because remember, no D Wade, no Chris Bosh, no AD, no Kevin Love, no Kyrie Irving, no decision. Because if you come in at 96, there is no decision.
And they wasn't letting you do that then, like that.
So how many championships you think LeBron got? Let's start right there.
None.
What?
He wouldn't have had none because his game wasn't developed.
Hold on. Let me drop this link for Kwame to hop in. Hey, big dog, I'm gonna drop the link for you, all right? Hey, Kwame, I'm gonna drop the link for you. If anybody else outside of Kwame or Two Raw hops in, I'm not gonna let you in. So only Kwame or Two Raw. There go the link right there for y'all. Everybody else.
I don't think he'll have a rank ticket because I'm gonna tell you why. When he was able to lead his own team, he did something spectacular, like how they won't pump up the 25 points against Detroit without Ben Wallace, but they don't want to talk about that. Ben Wallace was anchoring that defense. You think LeBron would have scored 25 straight points if he was on that team? Let's just keep it real now. That wasn't the same Detroit team. So when we look at LeBron James from his first career, from when he came in, Even if it came in with COVID, the coaches
Here we
probably
go.
would have did the same.
Here
Coaches
we go.
probably would
Hey,
have did the
James.
same thing
Here-
that
James.
they did to
So we
I
gonna
mean, to
James. So
Kobe
we gonna
Bryant.
get it from the horse's mouth because business about to pick up right now.
Oh yeah, he
Big
played with him. Go
big
say it,
dog.
KB.
What's
Salute.
going on? What's going on, Kwame?
Salute, bro. Salute both of y'all. What's going on?
Man, now listen, bro. You all in the news. I don't know if you know you in the news. You in the news, man. They saying that LeBron James throwing shade at you and haters who claims that he has no skills. Now, LeBron went on his IG reacting to a comment I think that you made on an interview on the Swish Cultures podcast show. And also I think he was upset about comments that you made on Bronny James and how you was telling the truth, not hating, but telling the truth about how you felt about Bronny's projection and what was going, happen with him, and how you felt like it was unfair to guys like DJ Burns, who, balled his ass off in school. And now, what I'm saying, instead of getting drafted, you give a guy who was unproven a shot and he automatically comes in and gets a 4-year contract. Break that down for people since you played in the league. Break that down for everybody, what you meant by that, and then what you meant by the comments, because you said that you don't think that LeBron James, the old school players, would have had a problem guarding a 39-year-old LeBron James because his game hasn't evolved. Go ahead, dog. You got it.
I look at it like this. They using me as a healthy distraction because LeBron don't want to answer to them. We was at them P. Diddy parties and the P. Diddy is the best party comment. I'm not if he wanna talk to me months after, I haven't said nothing about LeBron and his son for months. So the timing of it don't even make sense. If he had a problem with what I said, he should have said something about it when I said it. Hold on, I ain't mean to record it. I'm not trying to record nothing. But he should have had a problem with what I said when I said it. But there is
Right.
no problem to have about what I said because what I said was facts. He knows he can't get to a spot like Paul Pierce, MJ, and it's not about Kwame. Kwame couldn't get to a spot and do all of those things. I'm not saying I was one of those players, but I definitely know the concept. I definitely know how to get to a spot in certain situations. But was I Allen Iverson? Was I a Richard Hamilton? Was I one of those guys that closed the game? No. And he's not either. So there's no reason for him to get upset. There's no reason for other people to get upset. We got to stop this bullshit where people can't have an opinion. Just like Janet Jackson is getting drugged all through the media for saying she don't think Kamala is black. And she's not. Her father being Jamaican, there's Indian Jamaicans, there's Chinese Jamaicans, there's all kind of Jamaicans, but she's mostly Irish and Indian. Does she have a little black in her? Maybe. But this world got too much constrictions on especially black people and what they can say. And I just don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I don't give a fuck who don't like what I say. My opinion is that you shouldn't argue with nobody's opinion. Only a fool argue with opinion. If I state something as a point of fact and you can bring up that I was wrong in the fact that I said, then I'll stand corrected. But other than that, LeBron don't get to a spot. He knows it and I know it. And Bronny James skipped the line. MJ, Kobe, Magic, none of the great players would have ever done that because you got to respect the game and the game will respect you. That's not respecting the game by giving Bronny a guaranteed contract and locking in that player at his skill set with his heart condition at the time for a roster spot. And he knows it. It only happens because they got an elitist mindset. P. Diddy had an elitist mindset, and all these guys do. And because the little guy, Kwame Brown, is saying something, they got their panties in a bunch, but they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Would you be open if since LeBron likes doing podcasts during the season, would you allow him to come on your podcast, man to man, on your
I'll
Kwame
go.
Brown Love Life?
I'll do one better than that. I'll go on their podcast. The reason why they have a don't talk to me order. They have these guys not talking to me, trying to be friends now because their way didn't work. If you notice, their first way is to be arrogant and be disrespectful. When that didn't work, because it's the people that makes you who you are. So they didn't have the people no more talking arrogant and being disrespectful like that. So they lost the people. So then now it's okay. Let me be a little more of a nicer person. But it's like me. I never needed them. I never asked for no job. I keep myself humble. I keep myself doing things in the real world. So that way I don't need to go to a Diddy party. I don't have to have a group of friends that I gotta be extra nice or kiss their ass to be around. I don't have that. I set my life up the way I want to live it, and
Hey,
that's what most people should do.
Kwame, I do want to ask you a question about the Bronny stuff. Now, why do you explain to people why you feel like other players will be negatively or may feel a way about how Bronny made it into the league? That's in the league
Because
or on his team right now.
because it's people that work their ass off and don't get a look. It's about getting the opportunity. I believe in equal. I don't believe in equal outcomes because everybody is not going to work as hard as the next person. But I believe in the equal opportunity. That kid from the hood ain't gonna get that look because Bronny got it, and the only reason why he got it is because of his daddy and his elite mindset. There's no way a kid that comes out of college, you can average 20 points coming out of college and you have a heart scare, you ain't gonna get no guaranteed contract. You gotta earn it. But to average 5 or 6 points and then come out of college where you got no resume, and then all of a sudden you got a guaranteed roster spot on one of the most storied franchises in the NBA, no, you take away from the game like that. And the whole ideal of calling LeBron the king before he got on. Now that I'm in small businesses, I know if I promote my business or I promote my sandwich shop as the best sandwich shop, I'm gonna do whatever in my power for my promotion to make it look like it's that real thing. And that's the thing about LeBron. They promoted this man as the king before he dribbled the basketball. So you don't think the NBA have a vested interest in making him look like that? And
Yeah.
that's what all this talk about MJ is about. They want to make sure they protect their vested interest.
So do you think some of the players that are involved? Do you think some of the players? What I mean is like some of the players that are on the team on the roster, right? Do you think that some of the players on the roster are going to feel a way as well about Bronny being on the roster? Like some of the vets that may be fighting for minutes, or how do you think that's going to play out?
No, they all gonna conform because they know what's at stake. They address can change getting mad at the program. They whole lifestyle can change. You can't. Which guy gonna be able to contest LeBron other than AD, and that still wouldn't be a smart move for him. So everybody else gonna fall in line. And that's what it's come to. That's what this world has come to. People, you're not gonna be a star based on your talent no more. You going That's why when I was arguing with them niggas in the beginning, everybody was like, "Man, this Kwame Brown, why he talk like that? What gave him the right? He ain't even no star." I don't go to them fucking parties. I don't compromise myself to be somebody I'm not. So I don't look at them like other people look at them. These just some niggas that's some weenies that do little tickle me Elmo shit to get along with other people. I don't respect that. Whatever I got, I earned. I don't have to go play footsies with no man or go all up at a party to make it seem like I'm something I'm not.
Well, Kwame, let me ask you this too. Going to the Lakers with the situation with JJ Redick. He had a lot of different allegations against him. He had women coming out saying that he called them the N word in the past, multiple occasions. He had two different women coming out accusing him of that. Why don't you think that he got vetted by the Lakers, and why don't you think that the media went so hard on him about those past allegations, and then the allegations that the woman said that he also used or sent her an image of a monkey on her email, and she also alleged that he a monkey and a watermelon, and she also alleged that he also used a derogatory word towards Hispanics against him as well. She alleged that in the past. Now JJ has came out and denied those allegations, even though he did admit that, or he apologized for slipping up and saying a derogatory term towards the Chinese people. He apologized and said he didn't mean to say that. But why do you feel like the media didn't have more heat for him or more smoke for him about those allegations that girl Hakima Nash and the other lady in the past, the other Hispanic lady came and said that he used the N word against him? Why don't you think that, especially being a high profile job like the Lakers?
Because none of that matter. He got called up by the king. And if you go against Redick, then you pretty much going against the king. And the king controls the media. So you want to get that interview. You want to get the interview with him and his son. This might be his last hurrah, or he might have another year. So you can't go against that. It's the program. So you can shout through the high heavens. They only going to apologize to the race that moved the needle. The Chinese people, the Asian people, they move the needle. They buy tickets. Black folks, we ain't gonna move no needle. We get offended. We might talk on the YouTube spaces, but what we gonna do about it? We still gonna watch ESPN. We still gonna support the NBA. So they know we gonna get mad, but what you gonna do? We ain't gonna do nothing.
Do you agree with Shaq when Shaq recently made a comment about JJ Redick? Shaq said he would never play for a guy like JJ Redick just coming out of the league because he said that JJ Redick would not have garnered his respect. He said he don't have no coaching experience and he know he was better than him, and so he said that there's no way that he would even think about playing for JJ Redick if they even said, hey man, we're gonna put JJ as the coach.
Well, a lot of guys gonna feel that way, but Shaq is one of the only guys that's only gonna be reserved for guys like Shaq. Shaq is a superstar, so he can definitely feel that way, and I'm pretty sure there's other superstars that'll agree with Shaq 100%. But the role players, they can't take that position. JJ Redick will be their worst nightmare. He, like I said, he got the up from LeBron. LeBron went and sat on that man podcast. They made a podcast together, and now they're going to be coaching together or him playing together. So you already know where that comes from. So the role players can't say nothing, but yeah, Shaq and the elite players, yeah, of course.
And who do you think will take the blame this season if the Lakers don't win, if they have problems winning games?
It's going to be one of the players. Since JJ Redick got the nod from LeBron, then a blemish on JJ would be a blemish on LeBron. So it's going to be the same. One of those players are going to be on the hot seat. One of those players are going to turn into one of the worst players that ever played the game, just like they turned Russell Westbrook.
Right, and then he okay. I see what you say. He left, and then they still, didn't advance too far. I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. Look, now you also mentioned, the Diddy parties and stuff like that, man. And you basically said you basically quoted what LeBron James himself said. I know you're gonna get a lot of heat for that, but it was LeBron James himself that said ain't no party like a Diddy party. Why do you think? Let me ask you this question, man. Why do you think the uh why do you think that everybody's coming down on Diddy right now and not a lot of the other people who were complicit or participated in these acts who are now turning as snitches against this guy? And do you think that that's fair? Do you think that the people that were surrounded, enabling it, and being down with it should be prosecuted as well, or are you in agreement with them just trying to take down Diddy?
No, they all should be prosecuted, but that's not the way the game go. Everybody who call themselves king, everybody that want to be the main guy, they always fall. And the under
Go ahead, I think you got a phone call. Kwame, I think you got.
can you
Go
hear
ahead,
me?
go ahead. There you go. Yeah, I can hear you now. There you go.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm saying it always go that way where the big guy, the one that want to be the king, the one that want to be the head, he always fall, and he normally fall by himself. While the murderers, look at Gotti. Gotti got a chance to get out. So I mean, they supposed to all go down, but P Diddy wanted to be known as that guy, the Joker, and all this other stuff. And some of those people probably didn't want to do some of the things that they did. But the power of that negative influence and the power that he had, a lot of people that end up participating through blackmail and trying to get on or whatever, they were probably waiting on this moment. They
Were
probably
you
was waiting and willing to go testify.
were you ever in all the years you played in the league? Were you ever invited to go to any of these type of parties?
Man, they know not to bring me to those parties. I think from
Were
the
you okay? So
first.
were you ever aware of any of these type of parties? And you was like, nah, I'm not moving that way.
Yeah, like when I was the first draft pick, like it was me and a couple other guys. I'm not gonna mention their name. I know they all scared that I'm gonna say their name, but we all went to the Playboy Mansion, and it was kind of that same setup where all the girls was outside, and then we walked in. It's like models all outside. Then I walk in. We walking in the different little rooms and stuff, walking through the little pool area, and there's a bunch of little grottos and shit like that, but it's a nothing but a bunch of white men just in these little water areas talking about y'all getting in. I'm looking like, what the fuck? I'm at that time, I'm 19. I said, man, I'm running to the parking lot. I didn't lie when I was saying that on my YouTube. I got a video talking about it. I was hauling ass trying to catch the car before it left the parking lot. And the players that I went with, they stayed. And every media article about me, if you go look at it, it's been negative. You would think that I can't read, write, say one thing right. I mean, every article is negative. It's because I don't participate in that type of stuff. I
Yeah.
don't
So
eat the food they want, none of that.
that's my next question to you. Do you think that if you did participate in that, you probably wouldn't have got as much heat as you got throughout your career?
It was two things that if I would have participated in doing, all the stories would have been lovely and rosy. My mother never participated in the I'm the black woman who got my son to the NBA game. My mama said my son worked hard. You know, my dad went to prison. They wanted her to interview with Oprah and do all these stories, disrespecting my father, but she didn't want to do that. And so a lot of the ego of a lot of these women, they want to take credit for what their sons do. My mama didn't do that. And then the second thing is that Playboy Mansion party. I mean, I didn't disrespect nobody by me leaving, but I just made sure they knew I'm not participating in that. And I don't eat goat cheese, and I don't. They took me to this Greek restaurant and tried to get me to eat all these different things. I'm like, look, I come fresh off of eating fucking McDonald's on school buses and shit. I come out of high school. We don't eat Greek and all this type of shit. Why y'all got me at a Greek restaurant? So they try to change everything about you. But I was always that vocal person, like, no, I know what I want. I left that Greek restaurant, went across the street, and brought French dressing into a Greek restaurant. So they like, this motherfucking nigga crazy. But
Kwame,
I'm gonna eat what I want.
Kwame, let me turn this a little bit because I want to ask you a question because you actually played in the league. See, a lot of guys can talk, but they don't have the experience you have. When you came in the league, guys were more so it was a dress code sort of like because remember you came off the AI era where guys was wearing tattoos, bandanas, cornrows, stuff like that, just being cool. It wasn't no outright funny clothes where it was just they would thought it was more of a hood hip hop rap culture type of dress. And David Stern at the time wanted to change it to more of a business like suit like khakis, pants, suit tie wear. Where do you think it changed to now dudes is out here wearing skirts to games? They're out here wearing all kind of just, tight ass jeans that women would normally wear. They wearing purses and stuff to the game, painting their fingernails. Where do you think all of this stuff came from in the NBA, man? And do you think that it's good for the league that it changed up now and went to that?
Nah, because they don't understand. Like it changed up when David Stern left, and they started letting the players have more of the influence and conversations around what they wanted to do. Because at the end of the day, it's the business of basketball first. You guys are walking brands, you're walking billboards, and so a lot of them now are lending themselves to that agenda because they think well, they know that it's going to be a bigger bag for them at the end of the tunnel. I don't think all of those guys are of that lifestyle or even funny at all. I think a lot of them are doing the young thugger thing where they know it's going to get them a lot of attention and they know it's going to boost their brand, so they do it. But
Did you ever have guys outside of like Dennis Rodman? But did you ever have guys who was on that type time that was in the league when you was in the league? Did you ever see that like guys that was coming to games wearing skirts, wanting to wear those type of things? Like where do you think that came from? Is what I'm trying to ask you. Like to now, where you can see the pregame dudes is wearing skirts, they wearing purses, all kind of stuff, man. Where do you think that came from? Where how do you think that integrated? How do you think that came into the game now?
nobody was doing it when we was in the league, but I think it happened when hip hop is starting to influence the NBA more so than it did back when we was playing. Like these guys wanting they're hanging with the rappers now, partying with the rappers, and that's not even a lifestyle that an athlete can participate in, hanging with rappers, because we already know what they do. So it's a whole different time now. None of that was going on when I was playing.
Right. So you just think that, basically it's just the influence of the different cultures that's going on now that's causing these guys to come out here and dress like that and do these
And
things.
some of these hoopers think they gangsters. It's the culture. Like we got hoopers now that's gang banging at the same time. We had one or two guys doing that when I was playing, but now we got. I mean, we may had 10, but now you got half the league thinking they Bloods or Crips, and
Right.
they really thinking they like that. I'm talking about they homeboys got them thinking that they really a part of that life when that's the stupidest thing. You can't be no gangster and no ball player. It's not gonna work.
Now, since I got you in here, I'm going to ask you about this because this is the hottest topic that was going on. And y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Kwame's channel, Kwame Brown Bus Life. But you recently had some comments about Shannon Sharpe. Now, Shannon Sharpe had gotten into it. I think it was with Cam and Mace, or yeah, it was Cam and Mace and somebody else. He was going back and forth with. Now, apparently, like Shannon Sharpe, he had the tape that he said that was accidental that leaked. And I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't. People say that they don't think he did it accidentally. I kind of in the middle because, bro, the other day I turned on my Instagram, bro. All I had to do is press one button, and I'm one button from going live. Now, some people say, hey, you gotta press 4 or 5 buttons to do this and go live. But I literally went into my Instagram, pressed one button, and if I pressed one more button, I was live. I was like, damn, this is like going live, like easy like this. So I literally saw that on my Instagram, but a lot of people did not think that. They called Shannon Sharpe cap. Shannon Sharpe then got upset, responded to people, saying people was hating on him, hating on his success, and this, that, and the third. And then he started mentioning about, you know what I'm saying, nobody can talk to him if you ain't on his podcast level. He surpassed all these other brothers and stuff like that. And he was saying that Joe, if you ain't Joe Rogan, or I forgot who else he said, but it was two non-black guys. He said like, you ain't on my level and can't really talk to me. Along those lines. I ain't gonna quote him verbatim. Then you came in and you had some comments about Shannon Sharpe and how he feeling now. Where was you coming at from that, and how you feel? Like, explain to people what you meant by that when you were saying, because you was responding to what Shannon Sharpe was saying about over black podcasters or whatever.
Well, I look at it like this: the same people that you need on the way up is the same people that you need when you start coming down. And right now he's up, but the people that got him up was the people that respected the fact that he was a country boy wearing a do-rag, smoking a black and mild, looking like our uncle. And now our uncle is basically telling us that I done got to a certain level that I don't need my nephews no more. And that to me is kind of disrespectful. It don't matter about how much money you got. You looking funny out here. You going to a game every day with this type of person. If you're not in that lifestyle, if you are in that lifestyle, just say it. If you not, then you know what's going on. And so we got a right to say something about it. If you're gonna sell, you're gonna market yourself to us as your uncle. You know, my uncle wear do rag, smoke black and miles, but he ain't going to a game every day with his stylist. Not on no front row. So what are you doing? And when somebody asks you that, if your only response is "I got money," then you already know the answer. And so I just thought that was corny. But Club Shay Shay, you know, to me, I don't think you can accidentally go live because the two things you kept reminding me of, you had to open your phone and you had to press the live button. So you were aware that you pressed the live button. Now, you don't have to do four things. Like if your last thing was on live and you open up the app of Instagram, then yeah, you just press live and go live. But if the last thing you did was create a post, then you open up your Instagram, it'll be right back on that post and you'll have to slide it over to the live. But either way it go, you have to press the live button. And he even reminded us, he said, I didn't press no live button. It's not like I know where no live button is. It's like, come on, dude. When you hit the live button, it give a countdown. And most people got a lock on their phone or your screen is locked when your phone is not being used. So you right before you have sex, you take your phone out your pocket and it just automatically go to Instagram and it just automatically go live. It don't make sense.
Right. Well, this is the last question I'm gonna ask you, man, because I ain't trying to hold all your time, but I want to ask you this question, bro. So last year we all knew about the situation that happened with Josh Giddey in the NBA. Why do you think
Mhm.
that they let that situation go away without continuing to ask questions or press the issue? Because the NBA said that they were still investigating Josh Giddey. You know what I'm saying? And then it just kind of just disappeared. Nobody else talked about it. If you mentioned it, people was like, "Oh, leave him alone, man. There ain't." But obviously there was smoke. So we know when there's smoke, there's fire in a place. Why do you think that that whole entire Josh Giddey thing just disappeared and went away as far as being in the media? And then if you look quietly, OKC traded him this summer.
Well, my thing with that is it wasn't for him. The same reason why that white kid, what is it, from the lacrosse team, whatever team, he raped the girl by the trash can, and then the judge gave him probation. Prison ain't for him. You know, these movements, these cancellation movements, and getting people arrested and all that. These Me Too movements, they ain't for those white boys like that. It's for us. It's for if you go out here being managed and having a bunch of women as a black man, you know, they're hoping them sisters, you know, find something in you or think something that you did something more egregious than what you did, and they give you prison time for it. It ain't for Josh Giddey, it's for us.
Yeah, the reason why I asked you that is because just how harsh they pressed Kyrie Irving over
Yeah.
his situation, but they just let the Josh Giddey situation just slide under the radar. You didn't hear his coach like going in. They didn't have he didn't get no suspension while they were investigating the situation. None of that. It was just like, business as usual. You know what I'm saying? And I never understood why, they allowed that to go away. I noticed that, bro. Like, it just, now nobody talks about it no more. And then they traded them. They just traded them.
Everybody always try to act like race don't play a part in things. Racism is in every sport, especially is prevalent in boxing. Have you ever been to a boxing match? If you ever listen to how they talk about boxing, listen to the casual fan when they talk about boxing. And ask those black boxers what some of those Mexican brothers say to them and the white fans say to them. Like, it's racism in every sport. Go into Boston and see how they talk to you as a black man. Like, it's some in sports. There's gonna be some racism in it, and this justice system is built on catching a nigga up. If you ask me, they don't care nothing about them white boys like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this to you. I don't like the rules of the NBA where you said that, like, about Boston. You've played in Boston many times, so you know how that crowd get down. I don't know
Hmm.
why we're in 2024 and the NBA haven't cleaned that up to where that shouldn't be an issue no more. That shouldn't be an issue where you still hearing these same things and people ain't getting thrown out and banned from arenas out there, because the first time a player reacts and does something, now the players are gonna get in trouble. The NBA is gonna buck on the player, but it's not like they keeping the same energy all the time with the fans. How you feel about that, dog?
Because they say the NBA cares, but they do care. All they care about is the money. They protect their bottom line. I thought the bottom line was they players. You supposed to protect your product. The inventory, the players. We put out a product. We put the jersey on. We represent the team. You would think the team would have our back, but no. The team has the person back who buy those group tickets. The corporation who set somebody in the stands that's a part of a bigger corporation, you don't know who is in those stands. So they're not going to piss off nobody from the stands because you don't know, like I said, what Costco's have bought 10 tickets for this group of people. You don't know. So that's why they just make us players mine. We pay you niggas, shut up.
Man, hey man, dog, you a G with you a G with this thing, man. I ride with you at all times, man, on this stuff, man. Because they coming at you. They was upset about the what you said about Bronny, and I know Bron. He kind of came back at you, man. So you say you're willing to go on Bron's podcast?
Yeah, but see, my boy sent me that, and I had to sit back and think about it. I was gonna say something about it yesterday when I saw it, and I had to sit back and think about it. They put the story up as if I said it one day ago. And I'm like, oh, they trying to give Braun a distraction because Candace Owens just went up there and said, why LeBron quiet about this? LeBron speak up about anything. Now we talking
Why he
about
hold on? Why he quiet about what? About this?
he's quiet about the whole Diddy situation. When he's on Instagram live with Diddy saying ain't no party like a Diddy party. It's time for the king to speak up. Why you speaking up about Kwame Brown or bust? When Candace Owens is bigger than Kwame Brown, and she spoke on LeBron James and asking, LeBron James has been one of these players saying that you always got to speak out about injustice. Now this is about little young people getting taken advantage of. Usher was young. Justin Bieber was young. These young girl that was in that video was young. Why LeBron ain't talking about Diddy and what's going on?
But you don't think that he's involved in that investigation?
I don't think he's involved, but because he's on video clapping and dancing with Diddy. He's on video saying ain't no party like a Diddy party. We got to hear the King say something. We don't got time for you to talk about Kwame Brown, somebody who haven't talked about you in months. Why are you not talking about Diddy and these girls being drugged and allegedly drugged and all these things? Cappy Poindexter was on a video a couple of months ago saying LeBron James SA traffic women. Is he going to speak towards any of these allegations? Is he going to speak towards Chael Sonnen allegation? Why
How
is he
does
going
that,
to go after
Kwame?
Kwame Brown?
Let me ask you that question. How does that work with the media as far as your team go? You played in the NBA, you know how that works. So do they? Because like when I played pro ball, it's like I played overseas, so they do it like if you got an issue going on, they'll tell the media around, don't ask these questions or whatever like that. Or we not going around these questions, and that's why you won't get asked. Why don't you think that the mainstream media or the media is doing journalism and asking him about things like this when it's the biggest story in America and his name is in a way, somehow, some way attached to that?
You know why?
No, I'm asking you because you played in the league. Though I'm asking you how does that work? Like with the media, for example, like the Lakers media is not going to ask him about that. Why is that?
Because he make too much money and they'll never talk to him again. They've already got strict instructions to not ask LeBron about nothing like that. That's why he picks and choose. All of a sudden, LeBron James is talking about Kwame Brown, a guy that he hadn't mentioned ever. That's a healthy distraction that he needs. He knows that I can get him some good numbers. People are looking.
Kwame, your mic. I don't know if somebody tried to
Can
call you.
you hear me
Go ahead.
again?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You good.
Who's going to look at Kwame Brown as right over LeBron James? Most of his fans are so delusional and idol worshipers that anything he say, they're going to just fall for. But he got a lot of things since he want to run his mouth. All they going to do fucking with me is that I'm going to put a light on some shit that he don't want. So he better leave me alone.
Oh,
You got Chael Sonnen issues. You got P. Diddy issues. You don't need to be fucking with me. You got Cappy Poindexter issues. Don't make me find Cappy an interviewer. You
oh,
don't need to be fucking with me.
oh. Man, that's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, bro. Man, I appreciate you for your time, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get your response to that. So y'all heard it from the horse's mouth this morning, man. Y'all heard it from right from his mouth about how his comments was spoken, and he said this wasn't even recent. They just brought that back up because I guess
Yeah.
LeBron must have recently responded to it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Go look at my channel. I haven't even talked sports. I only been talking politics. They've
Yeah.
been
So
sending me they've been
he
sending
must
me
have recently responded to it because the article they put it out like yesterday, like
bro, I'm telling
last
you.
week. Go
Listen,
ahead.
my homeboy sent me the article. I said, dog, I gotta think about this shit. Because I don't understand. I said, I ain't talking sports in months. Since basketball season ended, I haven't talked no sports.
Yeah, it says September the 25th. The original was September the 25th, and it was updated September 25th. So yeah, that article just came out just the other day. So man, he must have been thinking all this time about what you, you know what I'm saying, what you had said.
Dog, I ain't say nothing about this dude for 2 or 3 months. I
No,
talked
I'm saying,
about
but I'm
Bronny.
saying he must have been thinking about it that whole time. That must have been on his mind if they're just now doing that article.
No, he must have been thinking about a way to get a distraction because Candace Owens got over 1 million views asking why LeBron ain't speaking up.
Okay, I see
I'm
what you're
telling
saying.
you,
I see, but you are open to him coming on your podcast too, since he do the podcast thing, and they
he
can't say
not
he don't do the podcast thing because he was doing it during the season last year.
he not gonna come on my podcast. These guys are gonna hide behind their fans. They gonna
Would you
hide behind
would
their
you open it up?
celebrity.
Would you open up to Rich Paul too?
Yeah, but they not gonna come on my podcast, man. I'm telling you, this was a distraction. I haven't talked about them in months. But it ain't gonna go how they think it's gonna go. They're gonna have to keep sending me the cease and desist. I'm been probably about this is gonna be about the third lawsuit I'm in this year, because of some of the shit that I say on the internet. So I know I'm saying the truth. Cause the first thing they try to do is run you broke. And the third thing they try to do is lock you up. So somebody is getting a lot of attention from me, and they don't like what I'm saying. But LeBron is not going to go his favor if he's going to try to do that over the internet. Because I didn't say nothing about LeBron or his kid, and anybody can look it up. Since basketball season has started, I haven't ended. I haven't said nothing about basketball. I've been talking politics. So LeBron, you need to answer those questions that Candace Owens asked you. Why don't you respond to Candace Owens? Why don't you respond to Chael Sonnen?
Oh
Why they
man,
responding to a bus?
yeah, that's what they say about you. They say, oh, you can't talk to LeBron. You ain't on his level. This, that, and the third. I seen some people trying to say that. Like, why
How
you
is that?
calling
We
LeBron?
peers. We done the same job. Every job got pecking order. The nurse or the RN that work with a doctor, they're not peers. They're peers. They work right alongside each other. So I've worked with LeBron, so I don't want to hear that shit. I'm telling you, that's the elitist mindset that these people got. So if LeBron ever fuck your baby mama or your wife, you shouldn't get mad because he above you. You put him above you. I don't put no man above me.
Man, hey man, no, no, yeah, all right, my dog, all right, big dog. Man, I appreciate you coming in, man. You already know. Hey, dog, I'm dead serious, bro. We got to get it, man. Listen, I'm gonna holler at you, dog. I'm serious about this, man. I'm gonna holler at you, man. Because whenever we get together, man, it's a classic, bro. And
All right, salute. Just hit
it's
me
gonna
up.
do numbers. I'm dead serious about that too, bro. We got to do something, man. Because it's been in the making, dog. Real talk, man. You know what
All
I mean?
right, bet.
All right, dog. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
Salute, yeah. All right.
James, what do you got on what Kwame said before we get out of here, man?
What you say,
What you
big
think
dog?
about everything he said about Bronny, all that? and how, the other players will feel a way, but not gonna say nothing because of, fear of being put off the team and stuff. What you feel about that?
Hey, he got that much power, and Kwame was making some valid point. That's why I ain't gonna come in, because y'all had a good dialogue going, and he said the same thing I've been feeling. You know what I mean? You answering the wrong question. I remember when Kwame dropped that video about what he said, but why answer it now? Because all the allegations coming about somebody that you're supposed to be rolling with. It's just like if I'm hanging with you, bro, and a Rico ad come now, and all of a sudden I don't know you, but they got me in pictures with you. They got me in every party dealing with you. They got me out eating with you. It's something wrong with that picture. You're not answering to the questions that need to be answered to. And the league, everybody know the league protect this dude. Why he not answering these questions? I feel like if it ain't true, half of these people got money. It ain't never enough money. You trying to become a billionaire, trillionaire. Sue the dudes that's dragging your name through the mud. He not doing none of that. And what really opened my eyes, like you said, when the Poindexter chick came out, man, that's some serious allegations to be saying about somebody. LeBron stole
Well, I mean, you have to, first of all, you have to say something about a person that's not true. The people I think that are saying, like, nobody's saying that, hey, LeBron James did something at those parties, because there's no proof of that. People are questioning him on why he said what he said, that it ain't no party like a Diddy party. I think that's what they're talking about.
Because he had to be there to see what was going on. He done partied with him before. And if Diddy rocking the way he rocking, I'm quite sure, like Kwame said, if he was raised right, he went in that party, he saw what they was rocking with, he left out. Brought him to the Greek restaurant. You was raised right, you saw how they was rocking, you're going to leave out. You're going to go eat what you want to eat. I'm not about to let nobody influence me to do nothing that I wasn't brought up or raised on.
Right.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, man. That's why I tell you, the money is the root of all evil. And how you become a billionaire? Snaking people, messing over people, backstabbing people. And he in that clique, bro. It's not that many billionaires.
We want to formally, because Kwame said he's open to it. Hey man, well I'll be the one that opens the invitation to Rich Paul or LeBron James. And don't say LeBron James don't like to do podcasts because the season's going, because he did a podcast during the season last year, so it's no excuses.
Yeah, I agree.
So my thing is this, and Rich Paul likes to go from podcast to podcast, talking all the time. So I mean, listen, Kwame Brown said the invitation is open. He said he'll go to their podcast and say whatever he got to say. And so, I respect that he willing to do it either way. So to me, I feel like, look, Kwame Brown has opened up the invitation to say what he felt like he said. And there he goes right there. That's his channel right there, Kwame Brown Bust Life. Rich Paul or LeBron James, I guess you guys can try to get in contact with Kwame Brown and go on his show, or he go on y'all's show. And he says he dares one of y'all to come sit down with him and have a conversation with him. And listen, if that's how it goes and they do that like men and they have a real conversation, I think that's good for both sides. And I think that's good for everybody, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, they feel away, each side feel away, you know what I'm saying? And Kwame has some pertinent questions, some good questions, and a lot of people have those questions. It's not just Kwame Brown that got those questions. He's asking questions that a lot of other people are asking. But also, the thing with Bronny and the stuff like that. I think that Bron probably, he, because like I said, he unfollowed Kendrick Perkins, unfollowed the girl Rachel Nichols, and then when they had a comment about Bronny James that he didn't like. So, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, okay, that's how y'all moving, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool, no problem. But, you know what I'm saying? If you hop on all those other podcasts, go pull up on Kwame Brown's podcast. Keep it gangster. Keep it 100% gangster. And go hop up on his podcast and have that conversation. And that, to me, that'll be the biggest conversation on YouTube right now. If you pull it up on Kwame Brown's channel, they listening.
Let me ask you a question. How many times people said stuff and he really pulled up to clear his name or give an explanation about, or try to get some answers about why they feel that way? This is one thing I learned coming up with a father figure, bro. Kwame made a good point when he said that about the father figures and how his mama said his son earned that spot. You have a lot of people out here that'll say stuff, right? But if you was, like I said, it brings me back to this. If you had a father figure, I ain't say check it, but you're gonna go, ask questions. I'm a type of person that asks questions now. Like, man, why you said that? Make me feel why you said that. I'm the face of the league. I'm supposed to be this type of dude with this much, power, whatever, whether it's power, this type of athlete and you dragging my name through the mud, man, let's have a sit down talk to it like, man, even Shaq and Kobe did it. You know what I mean? So, and they had some real beef supposedly. So they said it in their interview. So why two men? I see one dude ready to stand up and get some answers for it, ask questions about it, because we supposed to be in the same fraternity. And one dude ducking smoke. He ducked the one-on-ones. Like everybody playing one-on-one but him. How many times you gonna duck these situations, bro? And eventually it's gonna come to a head, and if the truth come out, and then they find out some of this stuff is true about you, then it's really gonna make you look bad. I don't feel like he should run from none of these questions if they're not true. Answer the questions the people want to know, the fans want to know. You know what I mean? Inquiring minds want to know. So get in there and handle your business, bro. I always felt like he was the type of dude that'll throw rocks and hide his hands, right? And then when stuff's being said, like Kwame said, I said this 2-3 months ago. Now why you saying it now? You feel me? That's a good point. Why you always wait till 2-3 months later? I remember a time I was watching somebody's channel. They was killing LeBron about something, and he didn't want to answer the question. They waited a little while, then he come back and did the same thing that Kwame talking about. That's his MO. Cal Shannon came out, said what he said. KG said it like 3, 4, 5 times. You ain't going to, none of these dudes are trying to clear your name and say, man, that ain't true. But you want to wait till the SPs and talk about, I never cheated the game. Boy, stop it. Come on, man, these people been talking like that about you, but you want to wait to try to get to a certain level and wait till a certain time to address some of these matters when I think you're doing it the wrong way. And
Well,
I
I do want to stop you on one thing. Me and you, we had disagreed about this, and I'm gonna always disagree with you about that. What you said, and you said that when I told you that I felt like LeBron James was a success story because he came up, made it to the league without having a father figure, and made it through. Because, bro, you know how hard it is to make it through life like that without having a father figure? Like, just to make it, and then you was like, nah, I ain't impressed by that, this, that, and the third. This is what you was telling me the other month when me and you was going on the shows every night. You was like, nah, I ain't impressed with that. That don't impress me. And I was like, what do you mean it don't impress you? The kid actually came up from Akron, Ohio, which is not easy to come up in that area, without a father figure, make it to the NBA and be successful. Even though he's had his playoff failures, his final failures, he still have been successful, James. And I do feel like he do deserve credit for that. I think that when it goes beyond, when people say I don't even want to give him credit for that, I think that that's where the extreme hate comes in, because I do believe he deserves credit for that.
I got something to ask about that. Listen, when my daddy left the bird nest, he still was around me, right? So a majority of the time, my mom was at work. So when she go to work, I was learning from the dudes in the hood, my big cousins, my older uncles. Like I say, my dad is still in the picture. But see, when I went to jail at like 15 years old for that gun charge, they put me back in the father figure.
Hold on, James. This dude said I named 70% of black athletes. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true, bro. 70% of black athletes are not coming out with in the hood without no father that's becoming the #1 overall pick in the NBA, bro, or in the NFL, or in Major League Baseball. Get out of here with that shit, bro. That's not true. That's not true, bro. That's totally not true, bro. So I don't subscribe to that. That's not true, bro. There ain't a lot of Kwame Browns out here that went #1 overall growing up without his father in his life for the main part of his life. That's not, I'm sorry, bro, that's not true. Those are rare stories, bro. Those are rare stories where you got guys that's like that, that's coming out of high school. Well, I ain't talking about college. I'm talking about this man came out of high school. He wasn't even a man. So cut it out, bro. Go ahead, James. My bad.
Nah, you good. Nice way to handle that. But like I said, my grandfather took me in, and he was on me hard, bro. So the stuff that I learned to become a man now, whether I failed at it, didn't quit at it, I kept pushing through in life. So I think that would made me become the man I am today. And I appreciate it. I'm not saying a woman can't raise no man, because a woman gonna have more love, because that's why they say mama's boys, daddy's little girl. You know what I mean? So I'm not taking nothing away from the strong women in this world that do keep their son up in line and push them to be great, push them to succeed. And you know, I'm just saying, when it comes to a real man and staying in your life, whether he there living with you or he from a distance, as a stepfather, your older uncles or your older cousins, that means you learn stuff different. Now, you could tell he was raised by his mamas because of tendencies. He not answering these questions. He not going through the fire. He ducking a lot of smoke. So I have a problem with that, and that's why I say anybody could. That's why I can't give him that much credit for it, because.
But that, what you mean? Hold on, time out. But that don't mean, and listen to the dude on the comments on the screen. That don't mean he said the narrative that LaTrash having a hard life is complete bullshit. No, it's not.
Nah,
He
I
didn't
ain't
grow.
gonna
He
say
didn't
that.
grow up with a silver. Hold on. He didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He didn't grow up with his mama was rich and had all this money when he was young and was good. Man, they were struggling to get by to get this dude in certain places, man. So let's cut the shit, man. I don't like LeBron James. But we're not going to sit here and just lie and act like them nigga grew up in Beverly Hills somewhere and he grew up like the Ball brothers or something like that, where they ain't have a worry about nothing. Cut it out, bro.
Nah, I agree with that part right there.
The man mom was not no millionaire while he was growing up. He
And at
didn't grow
one
up
point, they was
in no
homeless, though,
mansion
right?
growing up.
They was homeless at one point. When I read
So
the
where
story.
is he? Hold on, I'm saying. So
That's
where
the
are these
biggest
guys
problem
getting it
for
from?
him. I agree with that.
Hold on. Where's these guys getting it from that he just had this easy life growing up as a kid, bro? Get out of here, man. He was living by himself. He was living with a single mother who wasn't a millionaire. His mother probably was either in the middle class or the lower class bracket. And to the dude talking about something, didn't his mom buy him a truck? That's after he was in high school. That's after this whole time where he had built up his whole resume to where they put his games on TV and he knew he was going to be the number one overall pick. Of course, then they're going to come give you loans your last year in high school when they know you're going to be the number one overall pick. His mama, with the worst credit in the world, going to get approved for every loan then. So what is you talking about? That's after the fact. I grew up with cats who came and didn't have nothing, nigga. I watched these dudes. They was the biggest ballers ever, going through AAU summer leagues, playing in these leagues, building up their name. These dudes didn't have nothing. They was getting by. The cats was giving them shoes to hoop in, the new shoes they was sending from Adidas or Nike to hoop in. These cats, the dudes from the hood was giving them dudes money because they knew they could make it and come up. So they would put a couple $100 in their pocket to make sure they was moving. And they was all right. What are you guys talking about?
That too, right there, Tiki. I agree with that 100%.
I seen this shit with my own eyes. That's why I thank God I was able to play pro basketball and play basketball coming up. I saw it with my own eyes. These dudes was not living in multi-million-dollar mansions growing up. They literally, I was growing up around cats who was surviving because the AAU coaches was looking out for them, throwing them some here, giving them some shoes and stuff like that, giving them some nice sweats, clothes, stuff to put on and things like that, and making sure they just helped these guys along the way because you knew the kid had talent and was going to make it. He just came up in a family and a lifestyle where it just wasn't all there. So I don't know why these guys keep just saying, oh, they think that Bron had it great. No, the Hummer came after he was killing all these dudes in his last year in school. And then, of course, even if your mama got the worst credit in the world, listen, your mama can have the worst credit in the world right now. If you're getting ready to go number one in the NBA draft, every goddamn creditor will give her a loan, any kind of loan she want right now, with the worst credit in the world.
Yeah, especially if they know you're alive.
Right, especially if they know you're going to, so that you can get that Hummer.
Yeah, you're going to get everything then.
Right. So all these dudes that's lying, first, that's what I'm not finna do about LeBron James. I don't like LeBron James. But I'm not finna sit up here and lie on the man like that, bro, and make it seem like, oh, man, he grew up with everything. Tiki, what are you talking about? What the hell is you talking about, bro? That came into a process. He had to, if he never balled out, he still wouldn't have had shit if he didn't ball out. He had to ball out for the people to feel like they wanted to help him and invest in. Ain't nobody finna over here come over here and throw no couple $1,000 to you and help you along or help just make sure you getting along the way and making it along, getting meals and stuff like that. If you can't ball, nigga, what bum you know that's coming up in that same situation that's getting help like that? You don't know none. So cut it out, bro. Our dudes are still going through the struggle. So, like I said, and I didn't have a problem with LeBron James' first few years in the league. It was after he made the decision. That's when I didn't like LeBron James. So cut it out, man. James, go ahead and give your final thoughts, man, before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody. Much love, man. It was a great show. Salute to KB for coming, dropping some gems. Salute to you for always being on the job, giving us a good show with the Diddy, with the young Dolph. I respect that, man. And look, it's just time to come together, bro, at the end of the day. Everybody has something to give, man. We just need to come together so we can do it bigger. You feel me? And I like I said, I don't hate nobody. It's all fun and games. It's just opinion based. So just get out your feelings. I know that might be your favorite player. But man, look, this is what we do.
James, your mic went out. Shout out to James, y'all. His mic went out. Shout out to my brother James. And y'all smash the like button, share, and subscribe. And go subscribe to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Salute to him for pulling up, man. Bro, we and Kwame got to get a show together, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Ocho and them got a show. All the other dudes got a show. I got to get a show with Kwame Brown, man. You know what I'm saying? That guy, man, like I said, man, he a real G, man. Regardless of if you like him or not, man, he gonna stand on business and what he believe in, man. And I respect it about that dude, man. And y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe, man, and tap into his channel. I guarantee you probably gonna respond to this one today. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. And I'm gone. Peace.